Well, hey everybody, greetings and salutations. Welcome back to the channel for our continuing coverage of Cinemacon 2023. Today, this morning, was the presentation for Disney Pictures. That includes all things Disney Pictures, Disney Animation, Pixar, Lucasfilm, Marvel, whatever else they had.
Wait, John.
Yes?
It's not Disney Pictures.
Searchlight.
It's Disney 100.
A new logo.
Well, the logo.
Well, it's still Disney.
I'm just saying.
But Anne pointed this out to me. I totally missed it. Anne leaned over and said, do you notice they have Pride Rock in the logo now?
Oh, yeah.
If you look behind the castle, I never noticed that. So it's a pretty
Well,
nice
it's
new
a
logo.
brand new logo. I have to say it was beautiful.
It's stunning. I like
It's for their 100th anniversary. Warner Brothers and Disney are each celebrating their 100th
There's
anniversaries.
1 century.
And they both have great logos.
Yes, they do. I mean, it's still very recognizably the Disney logo,
Yeah.
but it's quite
It
beautiful.
has an addition to it.
Yeah.
See more of the land, the Disneyland.
So this was our third studio presentation this year. They started kick things off with Sony. Then yesterday was Warner Brothers, and today's was Disney. Now, I've been very excited about the Disney presentation. While I'm, it's not a big secret, I'm not a super big fan of Disney the last couple of years, but last year they put on a terrific presentation, and I've been very, very excited about this presentation this year. And it was a fart bubble. The Disney presentation, particularly coming off of a masterful presentation by Warner Brothers yesterday. Now, look, I say fart bubble. I'm exaggerating a little bit. There were a couple of highlights in the presentation, but I felt compared to Disney's presentation last year, this year was a major, major step down, because here's why. And we're going to go through each thing they talked about, but I'm going to give you a quick overview. So they started off with Guardians of the Galaxy. Now, last year, when they had a Marvel film coming out, they had Doctor Strange: The Multiverse of Madness, and they showed us like 20 minutes of it.
They did.
Made a big deal out of it, said, here's the first 20 minutes of Doctor Strange: Multiverse of Madness, because they wanted to get the theater owners excited, blah. They literally showed us a 1-minute clip that I believe might have been parts of other TV spot clips already, and then they just played the trailer.
Well, they did play the full scene.
Yeah.
A 1 minute. It was a 1 minute scene. It was a
good scene.
Clever 1 minute
good
scene.
scene.
And then to make it feel like it was longer, they then bled the scene into just showing us the trailer. Okay, well, all right. That movie's coming out in like
Next week.
I'm seeing it tomorrow, or I'm seeing it on Friday. So then it comes out next week. So then, okay, the Marvels. All right. Got a brand new collection of heroes together, blah, 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 coming on the heels. Alan Bergman, who's the new co-chair, filling in the shoes of Alan Horn, coming out and saying, a new team, we're very excited about this thing. And now here, for the first time ever, I'm like, all right, here for the first time ever, he says, I'm getting excited, is the trailer on the big screen.
That was just fun.
They just played the trailer. They literally just played the trailer that's been online
And that
for a couple
trailer,
weeks.
I still don't know what the movie's about.
No.
I know that they switched places. Is that it?
I mean, and granted, we're not supposed to know everything about the movie from a first teaser. The first trailer is supposed to give you
But is there
a little
anything
sense of
to
the
know?
But I get it. The movie is still far away. But when Top Gun Maverick was this far away, they were showing us the whole damn movie.
To be fair, Kevin Feige wasn't there this year. Marvel wasn't their grandstand thing that they were really promoting
but
this year. They've had a rough year.
That's not
by the
to
way,
be
John,
fair.
they were laying off thousands
4,000
of
people
this
got
week.
laid off.
No,
this week.
I understand. But Universal just dropped their CEO, and we're going to get a presentation from them tonight.
Yeah, but he was
And the very fact that they didn't bring out Kevin Feige, like last year, Kevin Feige himself came out. They had like 3 or 4 of the Disney executives. This year, they sent one guy, an important guy. I'm not saying he wasn't. You got the co-chair of Disney Entertainment, very important guy. But Kevin Feige didn't come out, anything like that. So between Guardians of the Galaxy and the Marvels, we got trailers we've already seen and a 1 minute scene. And so I immediately am sitting there. It's like, this is what you bring to the movie theater owners?
Well, what confused me is while you guys were all seeing Flash yesterday, I was on Instagram and I saw a clip of Guardians, and it was a lovely scene with Rocket and Lila and everyone, and it was, oh my gosh, so I'm seeing this on the internet with everyone else. That's the only disconnect I had for this presentation was, but I just saw new footage.
Yeah.
Where's more of it here?
So it was a very quick in and out, like a cheap Las Vegas one-nighter. and whatever. So that was Marvel. It was like, oh, okay. So what's next? Now I think what was next was Little Mermaid.
Yes.
Actually, you know, let's back up. I'm just sitting here bitching and crying and moaning and complaining.
Yes, you are.
What did you think about all the new stuff we saw from the Marvels? Right?
Okay. No. Here's my honest. Oh, sorry.
Go ahead, Ray. No, the floor is yours.
Here's my honest opinion about it. You have every right to feel the way you do. I mean, you're the one you're the one who bought these tickets. You're entitled to be. You're entitled to want
this
more.
is scintillating content
You're
here.
entitled to want more. But my thing is, I went into Disney dreading this presentation because everything I knew they had coming up, I didn't want to watch at all. I'm not a Pixar guy. The Little Mermaid was never my favorite animated movie. But coming out of it, all of those have flipped. I now want to see Little Mermaid. I now want to see.
Yeah.
Well, let's talk about all those. When we
I'm
get
just
to-
saying
yeah.
that's so. My overall thing with it was it helped me specifically.
Yeah.
I can't say for any other people there, but they did their job.
No, movie.
You know, for
retail.
me.
But I guess it's just when you compare to what they did last year.
Oh yeah, it definitely.
And when you compare to what Warner Brothers did yesterday,
step down.
it was just disappointing. But anyway, the Guardians and the Marvel stuff. What did you
Here's
guys
the
think
thing.
about?
I did love the scene they showed.
It was very clever.
I thought it was
very
great.
James Gunn.
Great. Yeah,
Very
very
James
James Gunn.
Gunn.
I thought it was a great scene. Really interesting, visually interesting. I enjoyed that. The Marvels, I still look at it and I'm like, what is this movie? I am perplexed by how you make a movie about Captain Marvel that makes $1 billion, and then you dilute the brand by putting in. I mean, I love Kamala Khan. I love. I don't know if she's going to be. Who is
Photon.
she? But who knows?
Yeah.
To me, she's Captain Marvel.
Mm-hmm.
She's my '80s Captain Marvel.
Yeah.
But so they're switching places. That's
But,
like.
but Rob, the movie's still 7 months away, and it's the first trailer. You often complain that they're showing us too much. This was
remember,
just the first
but it
trailer.
was pushed.
Yeah.
It was supposed to come out this summer.
But still, they're releasing marketing in relation to when it is coming out.
I
So
know. But
it's
I
just,
guess I'm like, you see somebody who has Ronan the Accuser's hammer. I don't know what the plot of the movie is.
But again, it's just the
got time.
first trailer.
I know, but
And plus, Rob.
I just want to know something.
Because we've been in reverse roles before, where trailers come out and said, "I have no idea what this is about," and you've said to me,
it's-
"Yes,
you're
but
right.
John, it's the first trailer."
You're right, but we learned this from the final scene in Miss Marvel that they had switched places.
Yes.
So they haven't.
I think basically what we're trying to say.
I just think right now they're not supposed to.
Yeah,
I said they were supposed to show us, but I just thought for the movie theater owners, you would show us something.
yeah, something more. Like how about a scene?
Yeah, even a
Just a
short
scene, dude.
Yeah,
I would have loved to see.
I agree.
Just a scene.
I will say the Guardians. I cannot watch any more footage. The thing breaks me every time.
Yeah.
Just the music they play. I just think of Rocket's cute little face, and he's gonna die.
Rocket's cute little-
I just can't. I can't do it. I can't watch a minute of footage without getting teary-eyed.
Yeah.
Because James Gunn, the music that he picks, and I don't care if we've seen the scene over and over again. It's just beautiful. It goes the way they float in that song. It's just hand in hand, perfect.
Yeah, it's really
Unlike
good.
some of the trailers we saw yesterday at multiple presentations, where the music was like, "What the heck is this?"
But speaking to that, it was a whole running gag about turning off the music and which
I love it.
microphones were
Again,
using.
very James Gunn.
It was so
Yeah.
funny. It was I and by the way, Palm Clementif, she's the MVP since the holiday special. Give me a movie with her.
I love her.
I'm gonna
Oh
really be
my
upset
God.
if she's the one that dies.
Oh,
man.
they can't.
They just brought her together.
They can't do it.
I hope they don't.
And I have nothing to say about the Marvels because we were already seeing that footage.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah,
That,
I'm
was,
just
that
gonna
was
skip over that.
disappointing though. I understand that one because it was, it's Cinemacon. I'm probably going to see a little something.
How about one minute scene?
Yeah. So I get that one. But what Ray and I were talking about this, what we really liked about this presentation is it's just so concise.
Yeah.
It's
Yes.
just like,
This
let
is
the
the way I
movie
like
talk
it,
for
John.
itself.
Yeah.
The
Yeah,
way I like it is
but-
they describe it a little bit and then footage.
Yeah.
Describe it a little
But no, what footage? It was
Yeah, but
Warner
I'm saying
Brothers,
the flow of it.
Yeah.
Warner Brothers, and to a greater degree, Sony. That was footage.
Right.
This wasn't. But anyway, let's move on from the Guardians and the thing. Which again, what they dropped at Cinemacon is something they could have dropped on a Thursday afternoon on YouTube. But at any rate, so then they moved on to What was the next thing? Was it Little Mermaid?
It was Little Mermaid.
Okay, so Little Mermaid, again, they didn't show us a lot, but they brought Melissa McCarthy on stage.
Ursula the Sea Witch.
As Ursula the Sea Witch. She came out on stage, talked about how much of a thrill it was. And what's the name of the song?
Poor Unfortunate Souls.
Poor Unfortunate Souls. Melissa McCarthy comes out, she talks about how it's like been a dream for her to sing Poor Unfortunate Souls. And she does her own singing in it. And her singing's won me over.
Yeah.
I mean, I thought she sang the song great. So then they played the scene in Little Mermaid of her singing the song Poor Unfortunate
whole
Souls.
song.
It looks great.
I loved it.
Again, it was only about 2.5 minutes.
Yeah.
But it was a scene, and it looked really good. It sounded really good.
amazing.
Melissa McCarthy, actually, I thought she was an odd choice to play Ursula, to be honest. But that has changed my mind.
She nailed it.
Her hearing her sing that, and right to something you were talking about the other day about how the Aquaman stuff just doesn't look good underwater now. This looked like great underwater.
Yeah.
I have a feeling they had some tips from the man of water. JJ, I'm just kidding.
Well, he told them how to
I'm
do
just
the way of water correctly.
I'm just
Oh.
kidding.
Yes, the
Sorry,
way of water.
You know, it's the way of
Get
water.
out.
But the water stuff looked good. I'm impressed. I never wanted to watch this movie. I didn't really like The Little Mermaid. I just thought I watched it once. I thought it was a good movie, but I never wanted to watch it over. But man, the little glow from her octopus legs, whatever
Yeah,
you
her
call
tentacles.
Oh, yeah.
That
the
was
little
great.
glow
Oh,
and
it
the
was
way
so
it
good.
moved
Yeah.
was fantastic.
And when she
it.
drew Ariel's voice out,
Oh yeah, that.
I
Oh,
love
also
that.
cool.
It was so great.
I'm all in on
Fantastic.
the girl that plays the mermaid now too.
I
Okay.
really
I've been all in on that.
Haley Bailey.
Haley-
Yeah.
Oh,
No,
she's
Haley Berry.
Haley Berry.
Yeah.
Haley
She's
Bailey.
incredible. Her voice is amazing. She's going to have such a good year.
Well, she's
got
also
this,
Color Purple.
I mean, she's doing so much stuff.
The thing
It's
is,
very exciting.
she's got this ethereal, this incredibly beautiful ethereal face. I buy her as.
That's
Oh, yeah.
what I was
Like
like.
I think it's perfect
Well, and
casting.
with that voice, come on. Especially since they keep referring to it as the Siren's Call. We're like, yeah, that's it.
Yes.
She
Exactly
won me,
that.
and she won me over today just with her facial expression when she was presented the question of, "Do you want this? I'll give you this today."
Yeah.
And the way she looked was of
Yes.
concern, without saying anything, concern, innocence, and I was just like, "This is my new Ariel right here." So
Yeah.
I bought it.
Really good.
It's from
Great.
the footage.
I'm still not sold on very, very super realistic Flounder and Sebastian. There's something still weird about that to me. I'm sure I'll get over
But
it.
you know, I was thinking about this. Because I agree with you. They like Sebastian and what's the name of the other one? Flounder.
He's a flounder.
Whereas a lot of the stuff underwater looks perfect and great, they come on screen in this. And it's like, oh, they look more like animated characters. And I couldn't help but wonder, and I have no proof of this, it's just me wondering. One of the criticisms that the Lion King CGI remake got from some people was it looked too real. And if you're going to have these characters talking, they just looked too real. And I want, again, I'm just speculating, if they took that as a mental note into when they were doing the creatures are going to be having character and personalities and voices to make them look a little bit more cartoony.
Maybe.
I don't know. I
Could be.
don't want to defend them. I'm just
Yeah.
saying it's one of the things, but it's a good scene.
I'm kind
And
of sad that
it'll
we
get-
didn't see anything from Awkwafina's character. I kind of want to see how she
Oh, her
voices
Scuttle?
Yeah, her Scuttle.
Yeah.
Well, we didn't see anything from a lot of the characters. It was really just
Yeah.
the two,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
it was good. Okay, so that was the Little Mermaid again. Whereas Warner Brothers would have brought out the whole cast, talked about it, set up this big thing, showed us 10 minutes, but it was good. It was a
But
good
you know who would
scene.
do it right, John? Our sponsors today.
Little early.
Oh.
Little early. We've only been going for like 15 minutes.
Ah!
But that was a
That
good
was
segue.
such a good segue.
That was a good segue.
Oh, I'm sorry, guys.
We'll get to them in about another 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Okay, so then we moved on from...
To Wish.
Haunted Mansion.
Oh,
thought it was Wish.
yeah, the one or the
Maybe.
other.
No, I think they stuck with animation and they did Wish first.
Yeah.
I think. Well, anyway, let's do
Let's
Wish
go.
first. So we'll
Let's go
stick
with
with
Wish.
animation.
Yeah.
It might have been live action.
So they've got this new movie coming out that nobody has seen anything for at all. We've heard about it. It's on the release schedule, I believe, November,
Yes.
called Wish. And it's the main lead voice is DeBose. Ariana DeBose from West Side Story.
Academy
Award winner. Yes, Ariana DeBose. And much like Little Mermaid, they just showed us a song in it. Frozen, it's not.
No, it's not.
But it was good.
It was good.
It was good. It's a song. What was it called? More
Something
Than
about
This?
Sing song.
This is my wish to give us more than this.
Something like that,
Yeah, to
yeah.
give us anyway. So it's basically they set it up that it's a song where our lead character, who I can't remember her name, it's a cute, very short name, but anyway, where the lead character makes this decision that she's going to make it her life mission to help other people fulfill their wishes. So that's kind of he set that up, and then she sings this song, and it's beautiful.
And
Really
I
nice.
like the character design a lot.
Character design is great. Her little animal companion.
Yeah, that's
a Disney must.
For animal companion is Baby Yoda. It's like a little goat, but
It's a tiny goat lamb thing in a onesie.
it's a Baby Yoda face.
But see, they all have that, right? Like you look at Moana, she had Hey Hey. This has this character,
That's the money maker.
Baby Yoda goat.
Baby
Yeah.
and Baby Yoda.
Grow goat. That's what I'm calling
Grow goat.
it. Grow goat.
That one's good.
What do you think about Wish, right?
I if I watch it, I probably going to not make it through it because it has something to do with the dad. You're right. There's a correlation with her and her dad, and I don't know.
And
I
Chris
think it's
Pine
all-
does the voice of
Yeah.
the
I don't think that's
Of
supposed to
the
be your
king.
dad.
Yeah.
No,
He
he's
seems
the
like
king.
he's supposed to be
King,
kind of some.
But the name's
shitty
great.
But she mentions her dad in the song.
Chris Pine's character is King Magnifico.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is awesome. But yeah, I guess her parents have died because she looks off.
something-
In the song,
Yeah.
she sees a vision of her mom and dad sitting together and they fade away. So, I mean, look, color me intrigued. I'm not going to say I came
Yeah,
away
yeah.
from that
I'm
excited
intrigued.
for her,
I gotta see
but
that.
it looks
It looks
nice.
nice, yeah.
So, and as our very first look at anything from it, thumbs up. Again, it would have been nice to bring out the director, talk about the inspiration behind the movie.
Yeah, that would work.
I'm focusing more on the things they didn't give us, but it's a good scene.
No, with that would have worked for me on that one because I had no idea about
yeah.
anything.
I just really enjoyed. I thought the animation was terrific. I love the way it looked. I love the way it was directed. And I love the song.
Yeah, the song's
good.
really solid. Okay, so then they moved on from that and they went into Haunted Mansion, a movie I don't care much about.
I still don't.
I thought what they showed us was pretty good.
I loved it, dude. We love that first trailer.
Yeah.
And seeing more footage, it's got great. And what I love is how they've tied in the actual attraction at Disneyland into this movie.
Well, that's what got Anne excited.
Yeah.
Because I'm not a fan of the Haunted Mansion at Disneyland, to be honest with you.
What?
I know.
love
I'm
it.
totally alone in that. I'm totally alone in that.
It has
But Anne
no
loves it.
windows and
the
no
floor.
doors.
But Anne loves it. And so when all these very recognizable figures start coming up on screen, she was getting really excited. And you could hear the excitement in the audience. You could hear the excitement amongst people. And I gotta say, man, that is actually looking better and better to me.
Is this based off of the old Haunted Mansion ride or the newer one?
Well, it's not the
I couldn't tell
Nightmare
you.
Before
It's not the
Christmas
Nightmare
version.
Before Christmas.
It's
I'm
classic Haunted Mansion.
Yeah.
The Haunted Mansion, the one where we stood in the little
Room,
house
and it goes down.
and it goes
Yeah.
down. Not the one where it's a hotel now, right?
Oh, that's Tower of Terror.
Oh, sorry. Okay. See, I
And
need to
Guardians
go
took
back
over that
Yeah.
here in Anaheim.
I need to go back to Disneyland.
What was cool too is there's a whole bunch of cameos in this that was just like, oh, there's Dan Levy. Oh
Right.
my gosh, there's Winona Ryder.
Right.
Like it's a stacked cast too, which is really exciting.
I didn't know. Did I know Winona Ryder was
She
in
popped in, just made a little face, and was like,
it? Well, at the very end. Yeah,
Jared,
I love it. It was
Jared
great.
Leto.
I saw that name pop up and went, aw.
I like the main actor
You
in this.
can't
I don't
win 'em
know
all.
who he is.
It
It's a
looks good,
crossover.
though.
He plays Morbius
I
in the
hope
Haunted
so.
Mansion.
It looks good. I like that it's I'm hoping it's going to be as good as Pirates of the Caribbean was in terms of being a movie and tied into the.
Instead of as good as Haunted Mansion was.
I hated that.
It was
Yeah,
bad.
it's so bad. Well, that's part of the reason why I had no interest in this, right?
Mm-hmm.
But it's a very weird, eclectic cast, right? You got Danny DeVito, Owen Wilson, Lakeith Stanfield, Rosario Dawson. I mean, this doesn't sound like a cast I would put together. Like,
No.
love all the names, but for some reason, the footage starts playing. Now, again, they did what they did with Guardians of the Galaxy. They showed us a short clip followed by a trailer.
Yeah.
So it really wasn't much. They didn't talk about the movie very much, but I gotta say, I am personally getting a little bit more excited.
I'm
for
excited.
the
I really
Haunted
want to see it. It looks good to me.
Okay, so that was.
Can't get over you don't like the Haunted Mansion.
I know.
I find it to be a pretty dry,
I had
dull.
no idea there was a Haunted Mansion movie before this one.
Yeah, with Eddie Murphy.
Yeah, very
You
good.
don't like the Ghost Banquet? It's so cool.
I'm your host.
I like the way the frames got longer when you're in that room.
I love it.
I'm more of an Indiana Jones ride guy.
Well, okay, that makes
Yeah,
sense.
makes
We're getting to that.
Not that I'll ever go back to Disneyland again, but at any rate, so there's that, and then we moved on from Wish to, is that when they did The Creator, or after the Haunted Mansion? Was that
No, Haunting in Venice.
Oh yeah.
Haunting in Venice, which is the third? I'll never say it right, and I'll never say it the same way twice. Hercule
Oh.
Poirot.
Hercule.
The third in the Kenneth Branagh trilogy. I love Kenneth Branagh, so I was super excited for, I almost said Midnight Meat Train. Murder on the Orient Express. That's Clive Barker. Totally different movie with Bradley Cooper, by the way.
Yeah.
But Murder on the Orient Express. Honestly, I was underwhelmed by Murder on the Orient Express, and I love Kenneth Branagh. Then there was Death on the Nile. I did not think it was actually very good.
It's fine.
So I'd be lying if I said I had much interest in Haunting in Venice, the third film, but now I'm not familiar with the original source material at all like I am with the other two. I'm not at all familiar with the source material for this one. And it looks like this one takes a twist where it sounds like it's going to be a Scooby-Doo episode where there's this seance, supposedly supernatural, and there's a murder and Hercule Poirot. Again, I said
Michelle Yeoh
is going to come in and pull the mask off the master, who's going to say, I would have gotten away with it too if it wasn't for Kenneth Branagh.
My real estate scam.
But then the trailer kind of makes it look like it's a detective murder mystery and a supernatural thriller.
How do you arrest a ghost? Is what I'm saying.
And so when that happened, I was like, oh, wait, what? Is that, again, I don't know the source material at all on this one. Do you know anything about
I do, and you summed it up pretty well.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'm intrigued. I'm more intrigued by this. What did you think about the Murder in Venice footage?
Kind of same boat of just, we're doing more of these because they've been kind of okay.
Yeah.
But this looked really, really interesting. And I'm such a diehard Tina Fey fan. So the minute I heard that voiceover, I was like, oh, shut up. It's my girl. And so I'm very excited to have her in this. Michelle Yeoh, obviously, is having such a great year. It has had such a great career. I want more of her and everything.
I love that there's now a Kenneth Branagh, Hercule Poirot
Trilogy. I just wish it was better. Because I love detective murder mysteries, and I love Kenneth Branagh.
He's amazing. Such a good director. So that's why I wish these just fired.
Why don't we have
harder.
Cinderella 2, John?
I would so be down for Cinderella.
Lily James and Kenneth Branagh is a match made in heaven.
Lily James. It's just Ray. This movie, like, I'm not gonna lie, this does not look like it's up your alley. But what did you think about the Murder in Venice? Or
I like the title card. It was very nice.
Haunting in Venice.
The font was all right in the logo.
We're talking about the fonts and the logo.
I just haven't seen the first two, so I don't want to disrespect anyone.
Who's our graphic designer in the house?
Who just likes the first two, like Murder in the Orient or Death on the Nile. I don't want to disrespect them. I'm not into murder mysteries because I would get the answer wrong every time. Every time I find out who the real killer is, I'm so far off. I don't know why I like detective shows or like real life detective shows when I'll never solve any case ever. The wrong man will be in jail and they'll probably be dead because of me.
All right.
Okay.
I gotta be careful. I'm not gonna set up too much context. This is how much Ray is not into detective shows. Not long ago, there was an event, this thing that we were all doing, and we decided in a kind of a coordinated event that there was this hottie that was a friend of a friend.
Oh,
that we decided to have come along to a thing to try to hook up with Ray because
let's hope she's not watching right now, she'll know
she's not watching right now.
Okay.
I guarantee you she's not watching right now.
Yeah, she's not.
But she had made mention to mutual friends that Ray guy is really funny. That Ray guy is really cute. And this girl's beautiful.
Facts.
Yeah, she's very.
This girl's beautiful, right?
But
here's the thing that this was the deal breaker for Ray. The deal breaker for Ray was when we were leaving the restaurant, because it's a group of, we got to the restaurant, she got up and she grabbed her coat, which happened to be a trench coat, and on the entire drive home afterwards, What is she, some fucking detective? Was she there to solve crime? That's all he talked about for the next hour and a half.
You allowed a woman's trench coat to prevent you from going to Pound Town?
Well, I would just think of Inspector Gadget the whole time. I'm go, Gadget.
He was like,
Women who own trench coats also show up to your apartment in just a trench coat. My
Yes, dude. And also, girls who own gadgets are fun.
Shit.
and she was gorgeous.
And Mint Mobile.
She was. But the whole drive home is just like she goes, wait a minute.
You're right, Kris.
There's a hair follicle on that fork. I must solve this crime. Like the whole time, she's like, that was it. He lost interest after that.
Wow, thwarted by a trench coat.
But it was, to be fair, the collar was so sharp. It was almost like a Street Fighter character. Like, it shouldn't go past your face.
Wow, dude, you're
It
still
shouldn't be
thinking
like an
about
air
this
guitar.
even now.
You shouldn't be able to air guitar your collar, is what I'm saying.
It looked like a standard. What was just one more thing. Who's the detective?
Columbo.
It was
Columbo,
his
yeah.
favorite Columbo trench coat, and he was
But
like,
now
she's
Kris-
trying to solve crime.
Kris made me sad with her point of view.
Yeah, John. I mean, Ray.
Should have talked it over.
John, you got to talk
Give me a
sense
tap.
to this man.
I'll help you out,
Come
man.
on.
No, Anne, who was one of the architects of this, trying to set this thing up, Anne was just like, I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. But it was a fun night. Anyway,
Yeah.
now, before we move on to things like The Creator and Next Goal Wins and Indiana Jones and stuff like that, we are going to take one quick second here and thank one of the sponsors, the sponsor of our video and our coverage here of Cinemacon 2023, my mobile service provider, Mint Mobile. We want to thank a sponsor of this video, Mint Mobile. From the gas pump to the grocery store, your utility bills and favorite streaming services, inflation is everywhere. Seriously, make it stop. Thankfully, there's one company out there that's giving you a much needed break. It's Mint Mobile. As the first company to sell premium wireless service online only, Mint Mobile lets you order from home and save a ton with phone plans starting at just $15 a month. You guys know that ever since I switched to Mint Mobile, I've been saving almost 70% a month over my old phone plan. For people looking for extra savings this year, Mint Mobile offers premium wireless for just $15 a month. By going online only and eliminating the traditional cost of retail, Mint Mobile passes the significant savings on to you. All of their plans come with unlimited talk and text plus high-speed data delivered on the nation's largest 5G network. Use your own phone with any Mint Mobile plan and keep your same phone number along with all your existing contacts. Switch to Mint Mobile and get premium wireless service starting at just $15 a month. To get your new wireless plan for just $15 a month and get the plan shipped to your door for free, go to mintmobile.com/Campea. That's mintmobile.com/Campea. Cut your wireless bill to $15 a month at mintmobile.com/Campea. And thank you to our friends at Mint Mobile for sponsoring our coverage here of CinemaCon 2023. All right. With that down, guys, there's actually a movie that we forgot to talk about that was actually, I think, the best part of the presentation, which is the upcoming Pixar film Elemental. Now, under the reign of Bob Paycheck, Pixar had kind of been thrown under the bus with their, all this stuff you were pouring out, plus, yeah, we're just going to dump it on Disney Plus. And that we heard lots of reports about low morale there. Well, now Big Papa Iger's back. And they got their next film coming out called Elemental. They released their first teaser like a month and a half ago.
Something like that.
Something like that. And it's like, okay, this looks pretty interesting. It almost looks like a rom-com love story, a boy and a girl in the city sort of thing.
Yeah.
So I think this looks interesting. So Alan Bergman comes out and says, we're going to show you the first 20 minutes of Elemental.
In 3D.
In 3D. That's
real
right.
Dolby 3D.
Yeah.
Now, I did not check my watch. I don't think that was 20 minutes.
It didn't feel like 20 minutes.
No, I felt like 15. But still, they showed us a good chunk of the opening of the film. They played it right from the beginning. And I got to tell you, this movie, which is kind of typical now for Pixar, it is so much more than what the cute little premise is. Like when you look at Inside Out, think of, the little cartoon characters who represent the girl's emotions. That movie's deep.
Yeah.
And that movie goes into a lot of different stuff. And what you find out in the first 10 minutes of Elemental, they set up this thing that there's Element City. And there's 4 different cultures, right? There's the air culture.
Earth, air, fire, water.
Right.
Yeah.
But really, there's three main ones: earth, air, and water. And it starts with this, what can only be described as this immigrant couple, this fire couple, who are coming to Element City, and there's not a lot of fire people there. And everywhere they go, they're getting turned down for rent and all this kind of stuff because they're fire people. And finally, in like a slum somewhere in Element City, they find a place to make their own. And then they say, as time passes, you see a fire community start to build up. But there's also interracial angst. Like even the dad who came over, the immigrant dad, is like, water. Like just does not like water. They've been mistreated. And in the first 10 minutes, I turned to Anne. I'm like, this is an immigrant story. This movie's an immigrant story about social prejudices, about whatever, and it's going to be told through the lens of this young fire girl and this young water boy.
So it might end up being Romeo and Juliet too, in some ways.
It's a little Romeo and Juliet. And that instantly intrigued me because it's like, okay, this isn't just another like some.
You bite your
cartoon.
flame at me, sir?
Oh, jeez.
Good job.
Yeah.
Well said.
Nice Tybalt cut. Yeah. Go.
But it's like, this is going to be
Mercutio.
deeper. It's going to be cute, but it's also going to be a lot deeper. And the way they set up Element City was beautiful.
It's beautiful.
It felt, look, we're talking about cartoon fire characters, but it felt so authentic and honest. It felt great.
Yeah,
And I love when you're walking through the city, all the different gags they had based on
Yes.
the
Yeah.
elements. It was so well done.
and the attention to detail inside
Really good.
that store, the things that they did, the fire things that they would blow glass and like replace glass by melting like just
The actual
all those
way you would do it.
yeah. all
I
the
look-
things, all the things that they would sell, they made themselves.
But what
The
what-
charcoal snacks.
What he's
Yeah.
talking about is that this immigrant family. So the husband and the wife come over when the wife is pregnant, and then as time passes, they rush through the years. That little Ember is born, and we see her start to grow up
And
and
who
becoming a
voices
young
her?
woman.
I'm not sure.
Aquafina. I thought it was Aquafina for a
I
second.
don't
Sounded kind of like it.
really. Maybe it is. I don't think it's Aquafina, but maybe it was. But you see her growing up, and then they do what a lot of immigrant families trying to pursue the American dream did. They opened up a store. And then we see, and then you kind of learn that the main kind of jux of the story for Ember, at any rate, is she's trying to prove to her father that she's able to take over the family business.
Yeah.
And the father's getting older and
Yeah.
a little
He's got a
and
cough.
weaker. He's got a cough, which, by the way, every time you cough, the smoke
It
that
was,
would come
it was
out.
really. It was just really.
It's a
The
beautiful.
character designs are great.
Leah Lewis.
Leah Lewis. I'm sorry.
She was on. She's on Nancy Drew with our own Aaron Cummings.
With Aaron Cummings, there you go.
The little grass. There's this little boy that we saw in the posters before we saw this clip.
Yes.
And I pointed at the posters. There's this little kid with the grass hair. I think he's Earth, right?
Yeah.
And I was like, this is
Claude.
gonna be the dude I'm gonna buy the figure of just by looking at him.
And when he's introduced,
He's
Yeah.
Michelangelo, baby, of the Turtles. That's who he is.
he's so cute. And they had I know it sounds weird to say, but they had a puberty joke,
Yeah.
and it was killer.
Yeah,
It was
killer.
cute and adorable and killer. And then when we meet the guy, Anne kept saying as we were walking home, she goes, you do know you're the water guy, right? And I'm the fire girl. I'm like, yeah, I get it, honey. Because he's a bit of a sweet buffoon, if you will.
the affable nitwit.
The affable
The affable
nitwit
nitwit trope.
is him.
Follow the rules, guy.
But it was so cute, and the way they set it up, and it's so. Listen, I'll tell you what. Be excited for Elemental. It was the
Yeah.
best thing that Disney. Again, I would have loved for them to have done what they've done in years past and bring out the director team, talk about the film,
Yeah.
some of the pathos behind what it was they were doing. Especially after watching the clip, I wish they had given us, as the Cinemacon audience, a little bit more. But the footage they showed was great. Kris, what was your overall impression of it?
I mean, I think it was wonderful. I love it. It absolutely is an immigrant story. It's really, really beautifully done. That attention to detail that Ray was talking
Yeah.
about, the way they all travel to, the way transportation is done in this city is so well done. The way the different structures for homes are built for all the different different groups and everything is so smart. I think it's gonna be really, really great. I loved the muscle gag too. I thought that was just precious. When she's like, oh. And
That's
then he
like,
pushes it all
damn.
back down. He's like, oh no, this isn't what I look like.
And they also showed how delicate each other's interactions with each other are.
Yeah.
Like any little move can affect
Yeah.
the other, what do we call it? Elements.
Elements, yeah.
Yeah, and it shows you how, and there's a real mirror to like real life. You know what I mean?
That's what they were going for.
Yeah, and I love it. I'm not a Pixar guy. I've said that. I don't get excited for Pixar movies, but this one,
Oh no,
it
looks fantastic.
yeah, very good.
So yeah, that was Elemental. It's looking great. So look forward to that. All right, what did we have up next?
The creator.
Well, there was Fox Searchlight, and they've got Taika Waititi's new movie.
Well, that was the last. No, that was the second to last thing
Was
they
it?
showed.
The
Yeah,
Then Creator next.
I
Might have
think.
been Creator. Yeah, which looks incredible.
From Gareth Edwards, who directed Rogue One.
Yeah, who sort of directed Rogue One.
This was my surprise of the presentation.
Yeah,
Dang.
me too.
I didn't know
John-
about this at all.
John David Washington, directed by Gareth Edwards. Gemma Chan, who we did not hear say anything, I think, and we only saw a brief glimpse of her in it. Now, there's a lot
enough
of
for
John
me.
David Washington. Yeah, there's a lot of John David Washington. So I don't know if this comes from source material or whatever, but it imagines a, surprise, surprise, a post-apocalyptic kind of future after an apocalyptic war between humans and AI. So, are we talking about Terminator? Are we talking about Matrix? Are we talking about, but
ChatGPT.
ChatGPT?
Who knows?
But that's the thing.
We get
I'm
space
not gonna
aliens.
lie. I didn't love it as much as you guys did.
Oh,
Really?
Don't get me wrong. It's not like I looked at it and said, "This is stupid." No. I just went. It was just a lot of concept.
Yeah, it was a lot.
Yeah, I loved it for that
Yeah.
reason. I'm like,
Yeah.
this is something new. You know, it's an original piece. It's heavy science fiction. John David Washington's in it. It felt like it was elevated. It was top shelf movie making.
It felt a little. What am I looking for? It felt a little Kubrick. There was a little bit of a feel of Kubrick in there, which I liked.
Yeah.
So
We have some shots of spaceships, so that makes it different from Terminator.
Yeah.
They're never
Yes.
in the air or whatever. And the whole premise is just, I guess John David Washington, he's a human, and he's taking care of a kid,
a robot kid.
a robot
Yeah.
kid. And they reveal it's a kid like later on in the trailer when he turns his head and you can see the back part of his spine is
Yeah.
It's a little AI.
It was
too.
very AI.
There's a little AI. in
It
there.
was- it was great.
Which is Kubrick.
Yeah, I was shocked when I saw
It's
that.
a heartbreaking line though, because it's are we going to go to heaven? And it's no, that's for good people. And it says, oh, so we're not going to go because you're not good and I'm not people. And
I'm not
that's when
people.
you get the reveal. And
That
it's
the kid's
just
a robot.
That was really
I
good.
think it looks
Oh,
amazing.
man.
I was joking with them. It's my favorite genre of this year, the reluctant single dad.
The reluctant single dad.
I love it.
Don't get me wrong.
Who's
Like when I
taking care of
say
a robot.
when I say I didn't
my
love it, it's because there wasn't quite enough there yet for me to jump all on board with it. But the concept is very intriguing.
Yeah.
And I'm looking forward to seeing a trailer 2 and a trailer 3.
And it looks like it's great filmmaking.
The design of the robot.
visually.
It's stunning.
Yeah, but I will say this. Now, this is a way too early prediction. I have a feeling this is a movie that's going to lose a lot of money because this movie looks, and I mean this in a good way, the movie looks really expensive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This looks like a top expense kind of movie. And I don't know if this is the kind of movie that necessarily can be great,
On
but
marketing.
not necessarily bring out a huge
I also
audience.
think Creator's a terrible title.
Yeah, come on,
It's a
marketing.
bad title.
Yeah.
Come
I
on,
looked
marketing.
I looked at it. I'm like, that's such a generic word. I mean, unless they're referring to God.
That's how I took it.
But then, even then, it almost makes their marketing approaches being maybe a little bit too cerebral to bring out more of an audience. And
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know. It's going to be interesting to see. But man, it looks like they spent money on this movie, and visually, it's almost a little bit like District 9. It had that
Yeah,
more
it
a
felt
little
like that.
flatter color, and I mean that in a good way. A flatter color, very realistic feeling, kind of CGI.
Oblivion was a little.
Yeah. So I mean, visually it's gorgeous, and I'll be interested to hear more about what it's kind of about and which way it leans and all that kind of stuff as we move forward. All right, so that was The Creator.
A movie you think will lose a lot of money.
We'll probably, it
Right.
still
Well,
might be great.
yeah.
It might be great, but I just don't know if it's going to make a lot of money.
To a movie that I think has nothing but can do nothing but make money. The Next Goal Wins.
Next
It
Goal
looks
Wins.
like a very cheap movie to me.
Oh God, they made this movie for I think $13.75.
And it looks good.
It looks so fun.
Okay, so we've been talking about Next Goal Wins for a while. It's the Michael Fassbender movie, written and directed by Taika Waititi, which even if they didn't say that, you would have known it was directed by Taika and written by
Yeah.
Taika Waititi like in the first few minutes.
And it's based on a true story.
And based on a true story about a national soccer team that had never even scored a goal in international competition.
John, mention
In
the title
in
parts. Mention the title parts
Samoa.
first.
What was the title card?
Before they go into the trailer, loser of the Academy Award.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah, loser of the
It's
Academy.
a little Taika thing.
Instead, it says like winner of the whatever Academy Award. It said loser of this Academy Award and
brings
loser,
you next goal wins, or something
which
like that.
was very clever. That was
got
funny.
me in already.
And so it's Michael Fassbender, which I'll tell you what, I don't know if there's a better actor on the planet who desperately needs a really good movie as much as Michael Fassbender.
Yes.
Because that dude was like on top of the world for a bunch of years, and then he put out like this string, and not his fault, but he appeared in a string of really horrible movies. And his star just kind of disappeared for a while. We need Michael Fassbender back. Anyway, so he plays like, I think, an American soccer coach who gets fired from his job and gets offered another job coaching this horrible. Which team is it?
I think it's American Samoa.
American Samoa.
They had never scored one goal.
Yeah,
Never
they
scored a
never
goal.
scored a goal. Yeah.
And I'll tell you what, this, unlike The Creator, which looks like it was made for $500 million, this movie does look like it was made for $13 and a box sandwich. And it couldn't have looked better. I mean, it was fun and charming, and it's kind of a superior Mighty Ducks.
Yeah, that's what it looked. Cool Runnings or something like that.
Yes, it's a modern Cool Runnings.
Yeah.
Sucker for any sports movie, even if I don't watch the sports.
But it looked good. I mean, it was. I'll watch that movie.
Yeah.
Mystery Alaska, baby.
Oh, I love Mystery Last.
You know, any sport that I don't watch, if they make like a feel good story about it, I'll watch it. It's
I've never been on a bobsled team before, but I love Cool Runnings.
Well,
So
what
good.
did you think about the Next Goal Wins?
I mean, they had me when like Taika showed up as a preacher or something for 5 seconds, and also that line of, "Oh, it's like when you find a lost white kid in a mall."
Well, he was praying.
Yeah.
He was praying. And Lord, thank you for bringing us the Michael Fassbender character. It's like finding a lost white kid in the
And
mall.
pointing them in the right
Pointing them in the right
direction.
direction. It was,
Great.
but the whole thing of it, you just look at this team as they're trying to play soccer.
based on a
and
true story.
based on a true story. I guess this is a
Good.
team that had actually lost a game 31-0, which, if you know anything about soccer,
Which is why they let that game go on.
a lot of goals are 1-0.
There's a scene when it looked like they were going to score a goal, and then it bounces off all the other teammates' heads.
That looks so funny.
I was like,
It's great. Really great.
Now, again, all they showed us was a trailer.
Yeah.
That's
the
it.
first trailer.
Yeah,
The very
they
first
showed us the very first trailer, which I'm assuming might be online right now. If not, it'll probably be online soon. So again, a little disappointed. No even pre-recorded message from Taika Waititi or like nothing about it. They're talking about to give us lay a little bit of the groundwork of it, right? No, it's just here's a trailer. Again, anything you could have done on YouTube.
It was
drop
a
the
rough week for Disney.
Anyway, so there was that.
Yeah.
There was that with, but it looks really good. I love the
really
trailer.
good.
I can't wait to see this movie. And then that led us to what I believe was the final movie of the presentation. They decided to leave their big hitter for last, which was Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny.
Yep.
And this one, like Elemental, was the one they decided to actually show us a good, I'm going to say a good 12 minutes?
An extended action sequence.
An extended action sequence that takes place that I gotta say, they couldn't have shown us a more Indiana Jones action sequence.
Right.
I mean, it was a true Indiana Jones kind of action sequence. With all the right Indiana Jones dialogue and the little complications that happen in the midst of it. It's a chase scene.
Yeah.
And I thought it was quite good.
I did too. It felt like Indiana. It was Indiana Jones, but kind of a little generic to me.
Yeah. The scene itself
You know,
felt a little
I mean,
generic, yeah.
they're out there in the little putt, the little Indian go-karts or whatever that you see, which was good. I really liked it, but it seemed like what you would expect.
Again, it was out of context.
Yeah.
But I love what it was beautifully made.
Yeah.
It looked great. I love the excitement of it all. The stunts were great.
Yeah.
And I did like the interplay between Phoebe Waller-Bridge and Harrison Ford.
There's this great moment where he says, "Your father would be so disappointed in you for being a what did he call her? Something." And she turns to Indiana Jones and says, "That's something calling from an overaged grave robber."
Yeah, that was
He's
really
like,
great.
"I'm not a grave robber. Your father and I did important work." It's like, whatever. And if you had told me that they went back in time and got the original cinematographer from the original Raiders of the Lost Ark and brought him to modern day to be the cinematographer for James Mangold for this movie, I would believe you.
Yeah.
Because it was shot like Indiana Jones.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It looked like an indie movie.
We got Mads Mikkelsen in it. Not saying much, just kind
They're
of
chasing him
Yeah.
They're chasing Mads Mikkelsen.
because he has the dial.
Yep. He's give me the dial. Like, oh, I thought it was quite good.
It was like the equivalent of when the truck chase in Raiders, when the Ark is on the
Yeah.
truck
Very
and they're
much.
going after
Yeah.
us.
And Phoebe Waller-Bridge just kind of seamlessly fits into this universe
Yeah.
too. When she gets that crowbar and just starts like railing on the car, oh yes.
Now I can already hear some people online whenever this clip is released online saying like the scene where she gets the crowbar, goes from the one cart to the car and pursues it. I can already hear some people saying that should have been something that Indy did. Indy's
Mary
86 years old.
Canonically, in the movie, he's 70.
Oh, canonically, sorry. He's 70 years
Yeah.
old. He
Yeah.
is almost 90 in real life.
Yeah.
But he's 70 the character is 70 years old. So no, there are going to be some things Indiana Jones can't do that
Yeah.
somebody else is going to have to do. The character his age. I mean, they were talking about him getting way too old in Kingdom of the Crystal Skull.
Right.
Again, I believe in this movie because I believe in James Mangold.
I do
think
too.
James Mangold is a top 5 director in the world today, and I think he is going to deliver something great. And this scene just kind of reinforced that for me.
And in a way, don't you feel like this just has to be good? They brought back
It does
Harrison
have to be
Ford.
good.
We haven't had an indie movie in so long. They bring back an indie movie that sucks. That would look so bad to me.
I think this movie's going to be good.
Yeah.
I have high hopes. And seeing this, look, if the rest of the movie is put together the way this sequence is put together, it will be very satisfying, and I think people will love it.
Yeah, and
so.
a very surprised thing, they actually did a pre-recorded greeting for Cinemacon from Harrison Ford,
Yeah.
which is not normally the type of thing Harrison Ford would do. But he's been loosening up a bit lately.
He was good in this opening, too.
I was doing my own narration next to it. Where it was just, I hope you all are enjoying CinemaCon. And then I was like, but I don't fucking care if you are or not.
I don't care.
Or get on my lawn.
I couldn't give a damn what you're doing.
By the way, I feel like every time Harrison Ford comes up, I'm obligated to mention, guys, if you're not watching Shrinking
The
on
best.
Apple Plus,
The best.
you gotta watch Harrison Ford in Shrinking. The show's magnificent. It's absolutely great. So you got to go and watch him there. Now, after that, they showed a movie that I didn't stick around for.
That some of us, because we made promises to you, audience,
Yes.
some of us who hate this genre still stuck around because I'm a goddamn professional.
You so many times asked me if you could skip out on this movie.
And I stayed.
And I said to you, you can go if you want.
I know. And then I was like, I'm already here, and I know the internet is going to tell me that I'm a wimp, so I'm going to stay.
And I
Watch
think
Boogeyman.
one
And it
person
wasn't.
here made the right decision, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, and
It's me.
John and John was correct in not seeing this. 'Cause frankly, it wasn't that scary.
I'll tell you what. Full disclosure. Ann and I were in the what's the name of the company that made it?
Fox.
Fox. Yeah, we were around a bunch of the Fox Searchlight people, and we like outside in the foyer stuff, and we overheard them going, we're just trying to salvage it at this point. And Ann and I heard that. We're like, well, we could go get something to eat.
See, well,
We were like, okay.
I totally give the studio the benefit of the doubt of like, if they're screening this, they must have so much confidence in it. And that's also why like this more condensed thing for Disney being this presentation, cutting these things short, it's so we can watch this movie that they believe in. That didn't happen. It wasn't that scary. It's a story about grief, right?
Yeah.
And the sisters in it are great. Little Leia Organa is in it.
Oh, she was
she's
so...
wonderful. She's gonna have
She was
such
I
a
great.
good
love
career.
her.
She's gonna have
She
such a
was
good
great.
career. The design of the actual Boogeyman is very interesting.
The creature, I'm sure it was a combination of CG and practical,
Yeah.
was amazing.
But it didn't
Unbelievable.
deliver on the scares, because even I'm really nervous, and then I do yell at the screen, you guys. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
Where I'd be like,
okay.
"Why are you walking in there? Why are you doing this?"
I was doing that
But-
the whole time, too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It wasn't a bad movie. I don't think
No.
it was
it's
a
just
bad
not
movie.
great.
It's just not the
and it
horror
wasn't that
that-
scary.
Well, do you know?
Like I said, I just got an email asking if they would like to, if we would like them to send a limo for us to take us to the Transformers party later.
Ooh, Ooh.
But we're not going to the
fancy.
Transformers party,
course not.
unfortunately.
We can give it to just Logan.
Yeah,
I would like to take a limo a block.
Yeah.
Yeah.
we can arrange it. You know, strip clubs will send a free limo for you.
Well,
I hear that happens in Vegas.
Well, like, let me try
but
that.
wait, I want to get back. I want to get back to this movie because I was kind of excited to see it. You know, and it's based on a Stephen King story called The Boogeyman, and I think this movie had a lot to like about it. I thought the performances were very good. I thought the creature design was great. A horror movie has to be fun in some way, shape, or form. It doesn't matter. I mean, I know Texas Chainsaw is fun, but this kind of a movie, I found that this was so dour.
Yeah.
It was so it is about grief, and I thought thematically it worked really, really well. But it's a horror film, and I just felt, and it went on and on and
It
on.
was actually pretty short to me.
But I just
You can be short, but still
yeah,
drag.
I kept waiting for, I guess, the aliens of it to kick in. You know, get away from her, you bitch.
Oh.
And I kept waiting for that, but it was serious minded, and maybe it was too serious for the kind of movie it was, because even the teen girls that were victimizing, this woman lost her mother, and these girls were awful, except her best friend.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
Which to a degree, though, you're hanging out with all these people. You are who you hang around with, kids. Okay.
I know, but it seemed like they were being the blonde girl they
The
wanted to
blonde
have.
was just ridiculous.
I'm like, nobody is this. She was a mustache twirling villain. I'm like,
Yeah, and no one would tolerate it.
No, especially
As a
like
former high school girl.
they're over at her house. They lock her in a room. Like, who does this?
I mean, that does happen. But not everyone would have banded together and been like, this is fine. And also, you're overreacting.
Yeah.
Maybe girls gaslight like that, too.
I mean,
So-
I also thought the sound design, they tried to overcompensate for the lack of scares with obnoxious sound.
Big noises, yeah.
But it wasn't I didn't think it was bad. I thought it was not quite as successful as it should have been.
It's a great short
It was a
story.
misfire, and I did think that there was elements of it to admire.
I want to know what you guys think about what Ray just said. Ray, because I haven't seen the movie. Ray just said it would have made for a great short story.
It came
Well,
from, it
because
was
it
a
feels-
short
It was a
story.
short story.
Okay,
Yeah.
Yeah, see,
there you
because
go.
I have this book from Stephen King. It's a collection of the short stories, and this sounds exactly like a 3 or 5, like 5 or 6
It
pages.
was a it's a
Yeah.
short story.
And they try to make it a. It's not a bad movie. It's just when you call something the Boogeyman, I want to be boogied, and I wasn't boogied enough. You
Dude,
know what I mean?
that's the
That's
best.
the review.
enough.
That's the best review of this movie.
That's what you should have told the girl in the trench coat.
No,
You're just not
no.
giving me enough.
Yeah,
I just don't
Give me
want
that
her to solve my crime.
just don't solve my.
But
She knows no-
you're not wrong. That sentiment is exactly. You make a movie called
do
The
you pull
Boogeyman, and then you make it a serious meditation
Okay.
of grief.
Yeah.
And I want to, being honest here, that little moon ball, light ball that girl has.
Yeah.
You guys seen it on my
in the
on my
office, yeah.
desk?
Yeah.
I have the same moon ball. That very first part, and it's in the trailer where that ball goes underneath the bed.
Yeah.
I was waiting for a bunch of that to happen afterwards,
Well-
and it just the shotgun lady sort of destroyed the whole movie for me. That's where I snapped back into reality. There's a character in there, and then that's introduced that everything just flew off.
The one dream sequence is very scary. And
Oh,
then
yeah, that was crazy.
It's a lot of tropes, right? It's very, very
Yeah.
formulaic. And I understand that's what a lot of horror and comedy is, right? It's patterns and then breaking patterns so that your brain reacts to it and is like, oh shit. But so many of these were things that even I, as a huge, huge wimp, would go, oh yeah, there's that thing that's in every horror movie. Oh, there's that thing that's
there's
in
a
every
lot
horror
of it.
movie. So,
There's a
and
lot
it
of it.
also wasn't a satisfying end for me.
No.
So, but go see it for yourself, you guys. See what you think.
Or don't.
Or don't.
Because I didn't. And I had a pleasant afternoon. By the way, I did notice a bunch of people in the live chat asking, why aren't we going to the Transformers party? The reason, unfortunately, that we're not going to the Transformers party, or at least, maybe we can get the last 10 minutes of it,
I want Transformers.
is that the Transformers party happens immediately after the Universal presentation. And immediately after the Universal presentation, we have to come back to Planet Hollywood and do our Universal presentation live stream, which is when the party is going on. So, because we are putting you guys
Yeah.
first over Autobots, Decepticons, and
Free drinks.
and free drinks
Yeah.
and free cake.
They are putting
There's free
you
cake?
guys.
What's that?
Oh.
Shit, there's free cake?
I'm just guessing.
Oh,
I don't know.
man.
What
Maybe
if there's
there'll
a
be
free screening too?
Lovely.
There's no free. I did talk to a guy at Paramount. There's no free screening of it. There's no Transformers screening.
Probably still working on the effects.
Yeah, maybe at this point. Anyway, guys, that was the Disney presentation. These guys seem to be more enthusiastic than me. I thought it was quite not just a letdown after the magnificent presentation that Warner Brothers put on yesterday, but the great presentation that Disney put on last year. This year, it felt to me like Disney showed up and said, "Hey, you are the theater owners. You're an afterthought to us." I don't know. I didn't
One
like
last thing. Okay, now that we've had time to marinate, we talked about it. I will agree with you on one thing. This is the most unpolished that I've seen Disney do a presentation.
because they're normally so good.
Yeah. This is the most unpolished and it seemed very crammed presentation that Disney has put, and maybe because they had nothing planned. Maybe it was.
And also their company's
They're
a bit
laying
of
off
state of
thousands
disarray.
of people.
So, hopefully it's just better next year. That's all we can hope for. Hopefully they have a better thing. But it worked for me. I mean, as an excitement for movies, it worked for me.
Yeah.
That's all I gotta say.
Okay, guys, next up on the docket tonight is the Universal presentation. That goes at, what do we say,
4 to 6:15.
4 to 6:15. So at 7:15 Los Angeles time tonight is when we will go live with our Universal presentation reaction and report. So yeah, we're going to get some Fast Furious in there, a bunch of other big things coming up as well. So we're going to be talking about the Universal. That'll be later tonight. We hope you will come back and join us for that. And then tomorrow we've got, I think, what is going to be a very exciting Paramount presentation.
Paramount always delivers. It's so fun.
Paramount always delivers. We got
our guy.
a Paramount tomorrow. Lionsgate is tomorrow. Joyride is tomorrow. Still a lot of big stuff coming up at CinemaCon 2023. So thank you guys for being here and joining us. We'll see you again in a few hours for the Universal presentation. That'll do it for us for now. Thanks a lot for being here, guys. And until next time, bye-bye.